I hope that more people in Des Moines take a visit to the skate park when there's a big event happening. And I'm quite sure that we will have an Olympic skateboarder from Des Moines, Iowa in my lifetime.
Recorded at Amplified Studio in downtown Des Moines, Give and Grow is more than a podcast. It's a commitment to our community. Founded by Andy and Sarah Suzanen alongside the RIA Group, this initiative is dedicated to uplifting the organizations and individuals who work every day to make Central Iowa a better place for all. Welcome to the Give and Grow podcast, where we share the stories of the nonprofits transforming lives in our community. Each organization is featured in 3 episodes, offering a deeper, more personal look at their impact. Through conversations with passionate staff, generous donors, and the very people whose lives have been changed by their work, our hope is simple: to connect, inspire, and strengthen the bonds that make our community thrive.
So welcome to the Give and Grow podcast. I'm your host, Siobhan Spain. This is our second of 3 episodes featuring the nonprofit Skate DSM. Skate DSM is a 501c3 nonprofit working to harness the positive aspects of skateboarding. Its vision for Des Moines is to be a community where skateboarding is a celebrated activity that fosters community, creativity, health, perseverance, and leadership. I have donor Virginia Lauridsen with me today. Virginia and her husband, Nix, were recently honored as Outstanding Individual Philanthropist by the Central Iowa Chapters Association of Fundraising Professionals. Virginia also helped lead a recent successful Bravo of Greater Des Moines fundraising campaign that makes sure elementary schools in the metro have access to arts and culture programming. I'm pleased to welcome her here to the Give and Grow DSM podcast. Welcome, Virginia.
Thank you.
Great to see you. So the Lauridsens are known to make catalyzing impact in Central Iowa. Our featured nonprofit, Skate DSM, grew out of the development of the Lauridsen Skatepark. The organization helps run programming at the park and also at other parks across the metro. So how did your family find yourselves giving the game-changing support that really made the park happen after so many years in the making?
Well, that really starts with my son-in-law, Rob Sand.
All right.
And Rob was a skateboarder when he was younger, and he grew up in Decorah, and I guess they had a skate park there. So somehow he got involved in it and came to Nix with the proposal for the skate park. And it was a little outside of our norm, but seemed kind of interesting and fun. So there we go.
Excellent.
Thanks, Rob.
Yes. Thanks, Rob. A lot. It was so much fun talking to Norm, the founder and president of Skate DSM. He was so filled with information. I think skateboarding is still a little bit of a mystery to a lot of people. And of course, the skate park just has had so much fun impact on bringing attention to Des Moines.
I don't remember what organization it was, but they were interviewing someone who was interested in coming to Des Moines partially because their child was a skateboarder.
Isn't that great?
Yeah. It's great.
You know, I loved learning how it does really teach perseverance and that leadership, because a lot of people think, oh, they're just messing around, but it actually is really courageous.
Oh, pretty difficult.
And you don't have anybody teaching you, really. You just have to do it on your own, and the fear of falling doesn't deter a lot of them.
Yeah, I'd get some knee pads and elbow pads.
Yeah. Have you ever been on a skateboard?
I have, after the launching of Get On Board, the Get On Board project. They put me on a skateboard, but I can't say that I'm gifted in that area.
Yeah. It kind of freaks me out. My daughter tried for a little bit. I think every kid really likes the idea of it.
Yeah.
You know? So many people who have heard of the Lauridsens associate your name with very large gifts. However, you do give to many organizations with a variety of missions. Skate DSM's annual operating budget, for instance, is only $150,000. And you are one of its donors. Tell us about your relationship with Skate DSM. Like, how involved are you with the organization, and what do your dollars support?
Well, I got involved with Skate DSM shortly after the skate park opened. I had this idea that we should give skateboards and helmets to underprivileged children so that they could enjoy skateboarding in the area. I remembered that LeBron James, had given away bicycles in his area. And so that's what kind of motivated me. And I mentioned it to someone, I can't even remember who, but they connected me with Norm, who knows all things about skateboarding and Skate DSM. And so Norm and I launched Get On Board together, and we raised about $50,000 the first year with some high school kids, actually. That's another whole saga, but we involved some high school kids through a class of theirs in Waukee, and they helped us raise that money. And Norm was able to get skateboards and helmets for a great price from manufacturers, and we gave away about 500 skateboards. And the program has continued, but probably less per year. And at the launch of that party, we had the firemen came with their fire truck, and the policemen came, and they helped us hand out the helmets, and we had the children sign a form saying that they would wear their helmet. That was important to me. And we had skateboard instructors teaching the kids the basics of skateboarding, and they actually got me on a skateboard, so that's what I mentioned before.
Yeah.
And so that's how I first got involved, and now the program has grown to include instructional courses at schools in the Des Moines area, and teaching kids, more and more children, about skateboarding, and we continue to give away skateboards, and so that program does continue. But that's how I first got involved. I have helped Norm as primarily an advisor for how to raise money. I've tried to help him raise money through my connections. Now the program is to a point where they really need to hire someone full-time.
Right.
And that's a big step. So I upped my gift this year to try to help that happen.
Thank you.
And, it's scary to hire someone full-time, and it's scary to make that commitment, and it's scary for the person who takes the job because you're hoping that it lasts more than 1 year.
Yeah.
But hopefully we make progress on that. And if you have someone full-time, then they can start to write grants and look for sources of funding for the future. That's what really needs to happen.
Yeah,
now,
more dedicated focus on a daily basis should pay off in the long run for the organization. I thought it was interesting talking to Norm about the evolution of it, and that it's in this growth spurt that really is interesting when you're getting bigger and hiring staff for the first time. It's big change, but hopefully it will, you'll be able to impact Des Moines even more.
Yes, I think if they have the right people in place, then they'll actually end up paying for themselves.
Exactly.
They'll raise the money to pay their salary, plus a lot more. And we really can't impact more children, more skateboarders in general. I'm focusing on the children right now, but more skateboarders in general without an investment in the infrastructure of the organization.
Yeah.
Classes, instruction, transportation for kids who...
Oh, right,
Not every child has a skateboard that they can walk to, a skate park that they can walk to.
Yeah.
So some of the kids that we're teaching at school, they might be practicing in the parking lot of their school, but we'd like to get them to the skate park at the end of the year, perhaps as a kind of a reward or a fun day.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I noticed that a news release came out just recently from Skate DSM about 50 skateboards and helmets at the Des Moines Street Style Open that's coming up. That will be given out on the 30th, August 30th, at the Lauridsen Skatepark.
Right. So we gave out skateboards at the first event, the Do Tour, and so we just continue.
Yeah.
The numbers are less, but that would be the Get On Board project.
Yeah, excellent. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the Street Style Open. I'm learning so much, and it sounds so interesting how they go to different places throughout Des Moines.
Amazing. It's amazing.
And attract other skateboarders from different parts of the nation, which is really fun that they come to Des Moines to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So part of Give and Grow's vision is to encourage people to become more involved in causes they care about. What is your first memory of giving or being in service of others?
Oh, wow. Well, my dad's a minister.
Okay.
So giving is part of our family ethos. I mean, since the time I can remember anything, I was going to church, and of course the offering plate is passed, and mission work, things like that. Just part of my whole family upbringing, how important it is to give, and that you receive more when you give. There's a Bible parable or a Bible saying, I think it's from Luke, "Give and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing." So that's just been impressed upon me.
Words to live by.
Yeah, words to live by. The first big thing I did, I think I was about 30 years old. I started a not-for-profit, a 501c3, called Recycled Rhapsodies, and I would collect used musical instruments.
Okay.
And I had some relationships with musical repair people at the time, and would repair them and give them to school children so that they could afford to be in the band or something like that. And then shortly after I formed that, the movie Mr. Holland's Opus was released, and there was a really large organization called Mr. Holland's Opus, similar, collecting instruments. So after a few years, I folded that into Mr. Holland's Opus. But for several years, I ran that not-for-profit.
That's exciting.
Which was really not-for-profit. But it was fun. We gave away band uniforms and all kinds of instruments. You know, we'd get them from people's basements and attics and fix them up.
There are a lot.
Oh, yeah. I would go to Rotary clubs and anyone who would let me speak to them.
Yeah, when my father passed away, he was a musician, and I did repair a couple of his.
Well, I would have taken them and given them to some school kid.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to have instruments of your own when you're getting into music. It's an encouragement to really persevere and pursue that interest.
Right. And it can be expensive to rent them.
Absolutely.
So
where were you at the time of doing this?
I was living in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Okay.
And we're thinking maybe 1990-ish, somewhere around there. Long time ago.
Because your music in your background is very strong. So that's where that came from.
I have a doctorate in voice performance and pedagogy, and I performed 30 years probably.
Yeah.
Professionally. So I don't know how I decided to do that. I had a friend who was a producer of jazz records, and she worked with a wonderful old jazz trumpet player in New Orleans named Doc Cheatham.
Oh,
and
nice.
I actually ended up singing with Doc at the Palm Court in New Orleans, doing some Gershwin songs just for fun. So
very exciting.
We kind of started it together, and we gave away instruments in New Orleans and also in Cincinnati, where my parents were, and Kenosha, where I lived, and in North Carolina, where my brother lived. So we had those 4 locations, and I had a board, and
oh, nice!
It was
such
fun.
a great experience.
It was learning how to put together a 501c3 is a lot of work.
Yes, it is.
Fortunately, I have a brother who's an attorney, and he helped me. But a lot
of people are like, if you don't have to form a 501c3, don't.
It's just difficult.
It's difficult. And it means a lot of work. So I have a lot of admiration for those nonprofits because being in that background myself, just knowing how much work it takes to really pull that off and pull it off well, and consistency. So it's nice to have Give and Grow just be another outlet to share those stories, because a lot of times they're busy working.
Yep.
Right? Yep. So arts and culture, you're a big fan of because of your background. What do you think it is about arts and culture that you like most? For me, it's the feeling that you get sharing an arts experience together. It opens my world to other possibilities and other ways of living.
Well, to me, arts and culture is what makes life vibrant.
Yeah.
I mean, who wants to live in a town that doesn't have good restaurants or things to do? Here in Des Moines, we have a great opera. We have a great art center. We have great trails, bike trails. We have our burgeoning ballet, symphony, theater. We have a lot of everything, and that's what makes it a wonderful place to be. And now the skate park is part of that attraction too.
Absolutely.
So arts and culture is what makes life fun to live.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I can't imagine.
I love
how
people coming to Des Moines get surprised about all that's here.
Oh, yes.
And it's so accessible.
Absolutely.
Because we're still a pretty small metro.
Walkable downtown with lots of new condos. And you see the younger generation, for instance, at the farmers market in the summertime.
Yeah.
Just
so
the
many
vibrancies.
things. Yeah,
and the rivers
up.
And
Yeah, excellent. So tell us a little bit of history about the evolution of the Lauridsen Family Foundation's giving.
Well, the Lauridsen Family Foundation actually predates my being a Lauridsen. I think Nick started in it in 1995.
Okay.
But the first big gift that he gave, he said, was really shortly before we were married, and that was the fountain at Coles Commons.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So Nick gave the money for that. And then we were married in 2013. At the time, I was a full-time voice professor at Simpson College, and fairly quickly we decided that he wasn't real fond of the 8 a.m. vocal pedagogy class. So I actually retired from my job shortly after we were married and began to focus on philanthropy. And at that time, I had a little more free time, and I tried to meet with as many people as I could about their causes, and then Nix and I would discuss them and decide where we wanted to put the funds and at what level we could put the funds. Now I serve on a lot of boards, and it's gotten pretty busy, but
absolutely.
Yeah, we've supported all kinds of things. We did, of course, the amphitheater at the Waterworks Park. We did the Ballet Center, the Opera Center. We did a homeless shelter.
Yes, that's right.
Through Hope Ministries, the Steve Langford Center, and that was in memory of Nix's best friend who passed away in 2016, Steve Langford. Just all kinds of things. We did Savannah at the Botanical Center, but we also support all kinds of other things. Balance Autism, Orchard Place, Variety.
There's a lot of need.
Yeah, there's just need everywhere you look.
Yeah.
Everywhere you look.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for all the support that you do give. It's pretty impressive.
To do that.
Yes. So many people on that subject, many people look at the Lauridsens and might wonder how their support can compare and make a difference. What do you say to someone who questions their impact?
Oh, wow. Philanthropy is not about writing a check. There are many ways to give. Through your time, through your skills, through your knowledge and expertise, just hands-on do it. Boy, I wish I had time to just go help hand out food at the food pantry.
Right.
What a great thing to do.
It is.
And philanthropy feeds the soul.
It really does.
So give.
Yeah.
And you will feel better when you look in the mirror in the morning. It will give you more purpose in your life.
That's a really good point, the purpose aspect.
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard of the blue zones, but
yes.
There's 7, and the unifying theme was having a purpose.
Yes.
Something to get up for in the morning, and it can be anything. It could be your grandchildren, could be working at the bakery. Yeah. I mean, it can be anything.
It's interesting how they've been studied so much, and it really, over time, realized that was the really change agent is their engagement with the community and the purpose that they found. Another
parable I love from the Bible is about the old widow who gives 2 pennies, and Christ says to his followers, she gave more than everyone else because she gave all she had.
Right.
And the others just gave what they didn't need.
Yeah.
So, boy, it's not how much you give.
Right.
It's that you give it all. And everyone, now there are certainly times in people's lives when they have more or less time or more or less finances. When I met Nix, I was working 5 jobs.
Wow.
So I do understand what it's like to struggle, and I don't regret those struggles at all. I think it opened my mind and gave me more empathy and certainly a respect for hard work. But I think if you want to do something badly enough, you'll find a way to do it.
Right.
And adding philanthropy to your life can be very easy. When I was younger, I had a little mantra for myself that every day I had to do 3 things. I had to do something for my career, which I was a professional singer. I had to do something for myself, and I had to do something for someone else. And I was pretty easy on myself. I mean, doing something for my career could have been practicing or going to an audition. Something for myself could be going for a walk, exercising, talking to my best friend. Something for someone else could be smiling.
Yes.
Could be saying hello to someone I didn't know. Could be holding the door for an elderly person.
Those little gestures make a big difference.
So if I could do those 3 things every day, I could go to sleep and know that it was a successful day.
I love that.
So, philanthropy can be holding the door.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to involve writing a big check. Now, if you do have the funds to write a big check, please do.
Absolutely.
Because
that
you can't
too,
take it with you.
There's plenty of people that have plenty of money.
Yeah,
so
you can't take it with you.
Right.
And honestly, for Get On Board, if you want to give $5, $25, you can pay for a helmet. And wouldn't you, everybody has one brain, wouldn't you like those children to be wearing a helmet?
Yeah.
And thank you, Norm, has been able to get those helmets and skateboards at cost. So we can get those helmets that the professional skateboarders use and protect all those little
building
brains.
those partnerships too that are at cost, the wholesale. I mean, those little things make a big difference.
Yeah, and if the skateboarding isn't your thing, give $25 to what is.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you don't know, figure it out.
And if you don't have $25, volunteer to help.
Yeah. Yeah. Great point. Thank you so much for that insight. I think that's really wise words. So is there anything about the philanthropic landscape in Central Iowa or the nation, for that matter, that you would change?
Well, I just want more people to be involved in it.
Yeah.
More people to adopt it as a way of life. To involve themselves in their community. Technical advances, AI, those are great, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I also worry that they reduce our humanity.
Me too.
Our connection to each other. I used to take my students to Rwanda when I was a professor at Simpson College, and I remember the shock when they got there and there was no internet and they didn't have a cell phone and no computer, and they had to talk to each other. Instead of communicating via text, they had to actually look across the table and speak to one another.
Yeah.
And I worry sometimes about I call it higher, faster, louder disease.
Oh, yeah.
How quickly can we get there? And I'd like to just slow down and, the old smell the flowers, talk to someone.
Yeah.
Share, I don't know, coffee. You make more progress face to face, I think, than you do via text, which can be, the tone is not
there.
It's just not there. So you can
even with all the emojis.
Yeah. So, if you're upset, write the email, but don't send it.
Yeah.
I
think part of AI for me has made me think, and what I've seen in my community is maybe made it emphasize the need. It does not replace human connection.
It doesn't.
And it almost amplified that fact.
And without human connection, what's the point of being here?
Yes.
And so becoming involved in philanthropy, which to me is not writing a check.
Yes.
Philanthropy is giving to your community. That's all it is.
That's all it is. Simple as that.
Yeah, really simple. So, and you will feel so much more connected to your community. And there are, a million causes. I mean, there's something for everyone, really. Find out what's important to you and then look around and you can involve yourself in it and your life will be so much richer. So I would say as a nation, I'm not saying federal programs aren't great. They are great, but it's the individual connection that I think sometimes we lack. No, not everyone.
Right.
But people think they can't. I can't afford it. You can't afford not to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's not about money.
It really improves quality of life of the giver so much.
Absolutely.
Somebody asked me, was wondering about the question of, is philanthropy, can it be learned or is it inherent? And I think,
well, let's learn it.
Right?
Let's learn it.
Yeah, I was curious about that because I feel like it's very learned.
Yeah, I think, sure, it's learned. I mean, people tell you, but what I was saying is years ago, the opera asked board members to bring guests to a performance.
Great.
And I think Trudy Hurd at the Bravo celebration a couple of years ago challenged people to introduce someone else to a new organization, which I thought was great. So introduce someone you know to philanthropy. If you're going to serve at the food bank, take a friend along. If you're going to...
I love that tactic. Yep.
Yeah, give away clothes at the Plymouth Church garage sale, take a friend along.
Right.
Just involve someone in it with you.
Yes. Yeah, it's such an easy way to really spread the connection and the reason and the purpose, like you said, like just get them more familiar with what's happening.
Because it's infectious.
Yeah. Yeah.
And once they feel the joy of giving, they will want to give too. I have no doubt.
That'd be great because part of what I was wondering when I was thinking about that question myself about what I would change, there are, a lot of people figure out how to, fundraising is such a big part of nonprofits.
Oh, huge.
And it can really be, take so much time and you just want to do your mission, and you have to stop. And I think there's a lot of rewards and reasons for that because just like the opposite way, it's more than the money that you receive as the nonprofit. It's those relationships that you build and you're able to really hone why it is you do what you do.
And once you give to an organization, people like to give to things that are successful.
Yes, they do.
And every organization has to start off small. You just have to take a step. But as you become bigger, the gifts people make will be bigger because it will become more important to them. And your network of supporters will grow as well.
Nice.
So, if people are giving $25 gifts, that's great. You need more of them. More of them
to get where you're at, where you need to be.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
That means there are more people who are vested in your organization. So don't make light of those gifts. And you never know when someone who's been giving $25 for 40 years puts you in their will.
Yeah.
For $500,000.
Right.
You just never know.
You never know. Yeah. What are the things you look for in a nonprofit when you decide to give or not?
Certainly the mission, and how does it connect to our philosophy of giving? The umbrella, the overarching umbrella of our foundation is community. So things that help our community be more vibrant. And then I would say arts and education are big for us. My husband has a fund at every institution he attended that gives awards to faculty for excellence in teaching.
Nice.
So that's really important to Nick's and I would say Culver Military Academy, where he went to high school. He went away from home at age 13.
Oh, right.
He would say that pretty much formed him. And Nick's did not get a business degree. He got a law degree. And he would probably argue that that's better for business.
Yeah.
Because it teaches critical thinking.
Yes.
Now, it probably depends on where you go to school and,
Right.
who your professors were. But education is really important to Nix. Mental health is something that people don't realize that we're interested in as well. But those kinds of things are all important to us.
Yeah.
So what is the mission of the organization? How are they going to use the funds? Are they successful in their mission so far? Mm-hmm. Do they have accountability for how they spent the funds?
Right.
And then really the relationships. I mean, the good development directors in town know that they don't just send you a letter or call you once a year. They form a relationship with you, have coffee with you when they're not asking for money.
Yeah.
Get to know you, get to know what trips your trigger. Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how many people in nonprofits are so afraid of donors.
Yeah,
they're intimidated, I think.
I could give a class on how to be a good development director.
Oh, you probably should. Even if you're not the development director, I think there's a lot to be learned about relationship building in that.
It's all relationship building.
Yeah.
Like I said from the beginning, that's what philanthropy is.
Yeah.
Is relationships.
Yeah.
And investing in your community.
I wonder if it's something about Iowa, too, the modesty that we have that's like, oh, we're not supposed to talk about money, or we're not supposed to ask for money.
It is hard to talk about money, but Iowans are kind. For the most part, Iowans are kind people.
Yes.
And they don't like to say no.
That's so true. Yes.
But the worst they can say is no.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And one of the things I've always admired about the Mormon youth is their 2-year mission. And they go knock on doors for people that they've never met and ask to talk about their religion. That can't be easy.
That really can't.
But you just need to steel yourself to...
And get out of that comfort zone.
Yeah, just get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. They
could say no, but...
That's the...
No, no effort, nothing lost, right?
Yeah.
So...
Exactly. Well, what is your hope for the future of Skate DSM? You've kind of talked about that a little bit as it's growing.
Well, obviously, I just want it to grow. I want more children to have the opportunity to learn skateboarding.
It was a surprise to learn how young they start out.
Oh, yeah.
Elementary school.
Oh, yeah. I think third grade is the optimum time to start. Their coordination level is a little more, but I'm sure some older or younger. I hope that it grows. I hope that more people have the opportunity to experience skateboarding. I hope that more people in Des Moines take a visit to the Skatepark when there's a big event happening. And I'm quite sure that we will have an Olympic skateboarder from Des Moines, Iowa, in my lifetime.
Yes, absolutely. And I love the girls that showed up too. And it was really empowering.
They are inspirational.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's great to hear. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome.
So to learn more about Skate DSM, listeners can visit them at skatedsm.org. And to our listeners, thanks for being here. You can always tune in to Give and Grow DSM podcast on your favorite streaming platforms and at giveandgrowdsm.com.